CTV News with Bryan Bicknell.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Severe weather rolling through the region this afternoon, causing a brief tornado warning. Some video indicates funnel clouds were present. One case south of Lucan, where the Hawkins family farm was hit.
It was almost like a freight train. And I thought, what is coming at this house? So I turned and looked south. I saw the funnel and I heard it, and all the debris, all the old tin, everything was flying in the air. So I screamed. My daughter's home today, and I said, oh my gosh, honey, there's a tornado. I'm in awe. Like it hasn't really clicked that there's an actual tornado that we're watching.
St. Thomas police investigating after a deceased individual was found in a ravine. Detectives and the forensic identification team were in a gully off Elmina Street next to an access path used for storm drains. Police closed Elmina Street at Hemlock to the north side of the ravine and at Oak Street on the south side while they conducted the investigation. They tell CTV News the investigation is in its early stages, and at this point there is no ID. Officers are looking into the cause. Friends and family of Andy Moniz have taken to social media to mourn the Strathroy man. CTV's Jerry Dewan has more.
Emergency responders were called to Ashby Creston in southwest Strathroy late Friday afternoon for a reported stabbing. 27-year-old Andy Moniz died shortly after in hospital. Since his death, there's been an outpouring of grief for Andy and his family. Patty Plant was a secretary at the elementary school Moniz attended and remembers the day he registered.
He was just a tiny little guy and so shy. He just didn't say too much to anybody. So I was with him at the school throughout his whole elementary school career.
Moniz is being remembered as a hard worker, a devoted friend, and a loving family man.
The friendships that he developed were just unbelievable. He was just always such a kind person that would go out of his way for anybody.
Moniz worked for 12 years at Cuddy Farms and had recently started his own lawn care and snow removal company. Plant says her son Jeff was in the landscaping business. An accident left Jeff a quadriplegic. They hired Andy to work on their property, and Jeff passed along tips to help Andy grow his business.
They just developed a really good relationship as well. So it wasn't unusual for Andy to spend a little bit of time here. Either the two of them or the three of us would sit and chat for a bit.
Plant started a GoFundMe page with the goal of raising $9,000 to help support Andy's two young sons.
For a while, we were just numb. We just didn't know what to do with ourselves. And then we just decided that, you know what, maybe this would be a way that we could honor his children, which were his pride and joy.
27-year-old Joel Peralta de Valle of Strathroy has been charged with first-degree murder in connection with Andy Moniz's death. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
West Elgin Fire Department is investigating a fire at a storage facility over the weekend. Multiple crews responded to a blaze on the roof of Simtech Supply Chain Management in West Lorne. Black smoke could be seen for kilometers, so they called in Central Elgin and Dutton Dunwich Fire for support. Crews set up hoses around the perimeter and used an aerial ladder truck to fight the fire, which involved the roof and solar panels. A busy Elgin County road, which has been the site of many accidents, is now closed permanently. With construction of a new cloverleaf about to take over Highway 3 and Ford Road, the township of Southwold decided to be proactive and shut it down early. CTV's Brent Lale reports.
Construction cones and road closed signs block Ford Road at Highway 3 just outside St. Thomas. More than 2,000 cars per day will now have to find a different route after the township of Southold closed the road permanently.
We've had some serious accidents lately. People transported to hospital with injuries, and we've had to extricate people in the last couple of accidents. We decided now's the time to close the road.
Despite signage indicating the closure, many drivers were caught off guard Monday. The road was scheduled to be closed when the Ministry of Transportation constructs a new cloverleaf at the three-way intersection, but Southold decided to be proactive.
No deaths yet, and that's what we want to stop and make sure that doesn't happen.
One of the main issues is the speed cars and trucks are traveling east-west on the bypass. Those turning often fail to anticipate how quickly the cars are closing.
We're supportive of the closure of Ford Road. Southwold Fire has responded to, continues to respond to several incidents at that corner. From a safety perspective, it's the right move.
Those that live on the road have mixed feelings about the permanent closure.
It'll be a lot quieter for us living at this end, for sure, which is kind of nice, less traffic. The farming industry of it, we farm right directly across the road here, and it's going to be a little difficult bringing the combine, tractors and planters and the sprayer all the way around.
There's been a lot of accidents at that corner. It's a difficult corner to see and so on. So it'll definitely quiet Ford Road down. It's kind of a thoroughfare to get to Wonderland, and it'll be nice, I guess, for us on this road. It's been busy the last few years, obviously, since Wonderland's been redone. But yeah, it's a little inconvenience, but in return, you get a nice quiet road.
Brent Leo, CTV News.
A proposed subdivision has the people of Sebringville all riled up. CTV's Scott Miller has more on the development that would nearly double the hamlet's population.
Sally Green could be getting a whole lot of new neighbors, and she's far from excited about it.
It scares me, the size of it and the implications.
A 265-unit subdivision is being planned for a parcel of land off Station Road in Sebringville. Neighbors are concerned about the potential rapid arrival of that many new residents.
We're a small town, and we would be more than doubling in size.
Brady Green and several neighbors have joined forces to create Get Concerned Perth County to try and fight the subdivision. One of their biggest concerns is water, because there is no municipal water system in Sebringville. So communal wells will be dug for the new subdivision, and then water and wastewater pipes will be installed, but only for the new development.
Everyone here in Sebringville is on a well, so we're very concerned that the development of over 295 homes and all the water that those homes will need will have an effect on everybody else as well. Several wells in the town did see an effect when they did do their testing.
Get Concerned Perth County has asked the municipality for a hydrogeological study to determine if the communal wells and the subsequent water and wastewater infrastructure for the new subdivision will impact the rest of the community. A consultant's report recently concluded it would not, because the subdivision's well would be much deeper than anyone else's well in town.
We don't feel heard by anyone who is seemingly in favor of going ahead with the development, yet does not live here and live day to day the implications of this huge change.
Perth South Council has previously indicated they are excited about this proposed subdivision and believe it will not only increase their tax base, it could lead to more industry and stores for Sebringville.
We have been told it would attract new businesses. That may be, but can we do it more slowly?
All of the traffic from this area will be funneled into one road. Even though there are plans to upgrade that road to handle the traffic, we still have concerns.
In Sebringville, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Tonight we have a Canada Day love story that spans the far north to southern Ontario. A London couple has created a large display for the nation's birthday amidst a personal battle with dementia. CTV's Sean Irvin reports.
From painted boulevards to entrance gates wrapped in the nation's colors, the patriotic efforts of husband and wife Barbara Armstrong and Albert Bernhardt are appreciated by passers-by. The pair have been decorating the front of their Westminster Drive property to mark multiple holidays since the start of the pandemic. This year, their Canada Day display is the largest ever.
I think everybody, especially this year, should be celebrating to be Canadian.
But this display is not just a story about the love for one's country. It's an actual love story that will melt your heart. The story began 25 years ago in Canada's north. Barbara was on a work contract in Inuvik, Northwest Territories. She met Albert and the two fell in love. After a decade in the north, they returned to Barbara's hometown of London. Life was good until Albert was diagnosed with dementia 3 years ago.
I'm glad she's with me.
For a time, Albert helped to put up the displays, but dementia took its grip.
every day I lose a piece of what I had. It's awful.
That loss includes the annual effort of National Pride. This is the couple's final display.
Albert's transitioning into long-term care.
Yet before Albert moves, his dementia has given him the gift of experiencing Canada Day daily.
He sees it fresh every day, which is a beautiful thing.
I like it. I mean, I was born Canadian.
Need more joy in the world. And if it happens through celebrating our great country, then so be it.
A thoughtful message from a couple that combines love of country with a love for each other.
Give us a kiss.
Oh, nom, 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 nom.
Happy Canada Day.
But more.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Still ahead on CTV News, one wild ride, how a community pitched in to help a popular former MP get her stolen bike back. Broad-based gains helped Canada's main stock index climb higher to finish today's trading session. In Toronto, the TSX gained 165 points, and in New York, the Dow added 276. The Nasdaq is up 96. Canadian dollar gained almost a fifth of a cent. On commodity markets, gold is up $20 an ounce and oil fell 41 cents a barrel. A decades-old cough medicine could hold new hope in the fight against dementia. A new Canadian-led study is exploring whether a drug widely used in Europe could slow memory loss in people with Parkinson's disease. CTV's Rita Ismail reports.
Dementia is one of the biggest challenges in healthcare today, and for those with Parkinson's disease, the risk is even greater. Roughly half will develop dementia within a decade of their diagnosis. Now, researchers at Lawson Health Research Institute are looking at a surprising candidate to slow the decline. It's called Ambrexol, a common cough medicine used safely for decades in Europe. The year-long clinical trial published today in JAMA Neurology followed people living with Parkinson's disease dementia.
We randomized 55 patients to Ambrexol or a placebo for a year. We saw that patients on the placebo had worsening of psychiatric symptoms. We saw a small subgroup of patients have improvements in cognition. And we saw that patients on placebo had worsening of a particular brain enzyme in their blood called GFAP that we use as a proxy for neurodegeneration.
Ambrexol is not approved in Canada or the U.S., but it's long been used safely in Europe, even at high doses and during pregnancy.
All of our medications for cognition and Parkinson's disease right now treat the symptoms. They don't prevent the worsening of the underlying disease. And our hope is if we can identify people before they have symptoms, then we can give them a safe, easy-to-take medication which would prevent the development of these diseases.
Dr. Pasternak says he first learned about Ambrexol during a fellowship at Sick Kids Hospital, where the drug was used to treat Gaucher disease, a rare childhood disorder. He's now applying that knowledge to brain disease in adults, in hopes an old drug might offer new possibilities. Researchers say more studies are needed, but the findings mark a hopeful step toward a safe, affordable treatment that could change the outlook for thousands of Canadians. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Karen Veio spent 10 years serving St. Thomas residents as their Member of Parliament. This week, those citizens paid her back by helping her retrieve her stolen bicycle. CTV's Brent Lale with the story.
Karen had yelled back at me and she said, "Mike, where's our bikes?" And I said, "Well, they're in the coop." And she said, "No, they're not."
Mike Vecchio woke up to realize someone had come off the train tracks into their backyard and stole their bicycles. Immediately, his wife, former MP Karen Vecchio, posted a photo online asking people to look out for someone riding the bike that isn't her.
The reason I bought it with such a strange color was because it was so recognizable. So I put it out there on social media and the saga began.
The messages and texts started flooding her inbox.
It blew up, the number of shares, people calling us, text messages. I was getting photos at the person at the bank. It got sold during the day. Someone got it for a good old $10.
In the middle of the afternoon, citizen Dusty Brown commented he saw the bike here in the Walmart parking lot and had called police.
There was no concrete evidence that could, pinpoint this bike to be Karen's at the time, but as much as we all knew it was, she got on the bike and took off.
As the day went on, the sightings continued, including one not far away just minutes earlier.
I was getting posts of this location. They're currently at the bistro and they had just left. They're at the laundromat. I'm like, Mike, we gotta go.
Then the good news. It was found.
People contacted a friend of ours and said, let Karen know that we have found her bike. We're going to be looking for Mikey's. And they found our bike and returned it.
The next morning, Mike got word police had found his bicycle abandoned in the West End dog park.
Mine wasn't quite the same color as Karen, so I thought it was going to be long gone.
He went to the police station and they have since registered them with serial numbers. They can now get back to going for their nightly rides around the neighborhood.
It was just incredible watching the community come together for something like my bike.
Not everyone would have likely seen the same effort.
It's Karen, obviously she does remarkable things for the community and the neighborhood already, so it's obviously, try and give back to her as much as you can.
Now that they have them back, Mike joked they'll be keeping them more secure.
We're keeping them in the living room at this point now. Our goal today is to head to our local home hardware and get some locking equipment and locks, and they'll be much more secured the next time we leave them outside.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
And a happy ending there. Thank you, Brent. And lots of fun will be had right across London tomorrow as we celebrate Canada Day. Beginning at 12 noon, Dundas Place hosting celebrations with live music, food, and games for the kids. At 7 p.m., the party moves down to Harris Park for more festivities. Fireworks cap off the evening at 10 o'clock. All events are free of charge. The city also providing free swimming and other recreational activities at community centers and other venues. Go to london.ca for all the information.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Gary Archibald for CTV News. A cluster of storms, thunderstorms, rolled through southern Ontario. Even saw a tornado warning through the afternoon in and around the great city of London, Ontario itself. And there's a chance of nocturnal storms with this brush of active weather. Sweeping storms moving from west to east across the lower Great Lakes, but could give rise to a nice break for some sunshine, in part for Canada Day. I'll break down what you need to know on all fronts. The weather story coming up.
Welcome back. Gary Archibald joining us with a look at the forecast. Gary, we had some crazy weather rolling through the region earlier today. What can we expect as we head into Canada Day?
Well, that's the big question, what to expect for the big holiday. I'm sure the turnout will be grand across the country, Bryan. The expectation, a bit of a mixed bag. Some showers and or thunderstorms, both in the early morning and then again in the late afternoon, early evening, just like what we experienced today. Today was a warm and humid day, and that gave rise to some thunderstorms, a cold front sweeping, if not giving or providing that lift, that trigger in the atmosphere, and you see the scattered showers right across southern Ontario. In fact, along the 401 corridor between Chatham-Kent towards London, Kitchener, Waterloo, in the afternoon around 3:45, got the report, the tornado warning. We're still waiting for Environment Canada to verify the touchdown, and the good news is that the warning went out. People took cover, and what damage? Well, no people involved, just some light damage to property, and we can always get that fixed up. Of course, scattered showers through the overnight, about a 30% chance of that. And Wednesday, we'll also see some light rain. Isolated thunderstorms, of course, just carry so much more energy and the potential to produce so much more precipitation, obviously, with gusty winds, and they could locally raise these figures substantially. This is just a computer model simulation that takes us out through to Tuesday early in the evening around supper time. But just keep that in mind that with daytime heating, a very summer-like event, we can get into those latter-day showers and thunderstorms that could be nocturnal. Speaking of nocturnal conditions, these are the temperatures through the overnight, technically in the morning before dawn. Canada Day, your Tuesday, and we'll be in the upper teens for the most part, low 20s across the region, and cloudy. The winds will be picking up tomorrow morning as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, courtesy of East Park. And note the temperatures in the mid to upper 20s as we head through to Saturday, and that's where we'll see a bit of a bump with some temperatures and that combination of humidity making it feel like about 35 to 42. Could we see another heat wave in parts? We'll have to wait and see. The Midwest, similar looking forecast. Keep the umbrella handy for Canada Day. It's not a complete washout. We'll see some sunshine for the rest of the week into the weekend with temperatures generally warming as we go from Wednesday through to Saturday. And of course, we're looking at summer-like conditions. July is upon us. Wherever you are, enjoy your weather and our special holiday.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Prime Minister Mark Carney is just hours away from his self-imposed deadline to make major changes to how trade works within this country, a core component of his election campaign. CTV's Colton Prail on where that promise stands right now.
We could carry the case. Maybe.
This Ottawa brewer dreams of selling his beer across the country, but he can't even get to store shelves just 10 kilometers away.
By the time it gets to the consumer in the glass at a bar in Quebec, it costs more than they're willing to pay. And for us as a small business, it just doesn't make any sense.
Reducing interprovincial trade barriers is something Mark Carney promised to achieve quickly.
From a federal level, to have free trade by Canada Day.
Largely, he's succeeded. The Liberals passed the infrastructure building Bill C-5 this month and have dropped most, but not all, federal exemptions in the Canada Free Trade Agreement. Still, economists say Canadians may not feel much of a difference in their wallets.
Even if we've eliminated everything, I don't think the gains will come to $200 billion a year or anywhere close.
That's because most barriers to trade in Canada exist at the provincial level. Ontario, Nova Scotia, PEI, and Quebec have all introduced or passed legislation to reduce trade barriers. But if Ottawa really wants to make an impact, experts say it needs to build.
We need more and better rail. We need more and better roads. We need improvements to our bridges, to our ports.
Trade barriers aren't all Carney promised by Canada Day.
To sign this order to deliver that tax cut.
Carney delivered on his promised tax cuts to the carbon tax, lowering the bottom rate of the income tax, and eliminating the GST for some first-time home buyers. He's also signed a strategic defense partnership with the European Union, another Canada Day promise. Still, at breweries like this, they're looking for the Prime Minister to deliver on the spirit of his promises as well.
Until they lower the trade barriers, there's still trade barriers.
Experts say if Carney is adamant on getting provinces to match his free trade efforts, he could use transfer payments or other federal dollars to compel premiers to reduce trade barriers. Colton Prail, CTV News, Ottawa.
A date has been set for the by-election expected to return Pierre Poilievre to Parliament. The vote in the Alberta riding of Battle River-Crowfoot has been set for August 18th. It is considered by many as the safest Conservative seat in the country. If he wins, Poilievre will be in the House of Commons for the fall sitting that's set for mid-September. Former Conservative MP Damien Carrick resigned the seat earlier this month to clear the way for the party leader to run. Poilievre lost his Carleton seat in the last federal election.
We are happy to
CTV News London has a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local headlines. By signing up, you'll get local news content from CTV London direct to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewslondon.ca.
The Inter-County Baseball League says Windsor is one of the many cities interested in fielding a team. CTV's Robert Lothian has more on the work needed to make this dream a reality.
Windsor is looking to build on its reputation as a sports city.
With Windsor and its size, its interest in sports, a long history of just great baseball, we think is a good market to be in.
The Inter-County Baseball League, featuring players from across the world, is planning an expansion to 10 teams.
I think it's fantastic news. Windsor's always been a hotbed of baseball. I'm surprised that it hadn't happened prior to this.
Now, Windsor does have some existing ball diamonds, such as this one behind me here at Micmac Park, but retrofitting this for the IBL will take some work. The league has already said there will be a need for change rooms for players and umpires, as well as concession stands for fans. And of course, with attendance often reaching more than 1,000 people per game, they said there's also going to be a need for some added seating.
I think adding seating would be no issue, but maybe a few more of the amenities that you would need. And probably Cullen Field at Micmac Park would be the place.
Ward 8 City Councillor Gary Kashak says it's a discussion he wants to have at Windsor City Hall.
If they come in and have to have these facilities for their use for those number of games and practices and so forth, you know, it'd be the demise of some of these organizations.
The Riverside Baseball Association wants assurances an IBL team won't affect field time for Windsor-Essex leagues. Treasurer Bill Kell says if done right, it can benefit the local game.
The Inter-County League, because of it would give them a lot of community profile, and then the minor teams, because now they have heroes.
Long-term, stakeholders hope potential success in the IBL will allow Windsor to swing for the fences.
In Windsor, there's a lot of people here who know a lot of people at the major league level I certainly would probably love to have a minor league team here in Windsor.
Maybe getting an inter-county league team might be the prelude to that moving forward. How great would it be to be a farm team of the Detroit Tigers or have a farm club of the Toronto Blue Jays?
If successful, Windsor could see an IBL team take the field within the next 2 years. Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Good news for those looking to beat the heat in the west end of the city. The Byron outdoor pool will be open to the public once again starting tomorrow. The city had to shut down the pool last week after a severe storm damaged the pumping system. But all the necessary repairs have been made. The pool will be open 7 days a week. And that is all our time for now. From all of us here, have a great night and a happy Canada Day.